fucking amazing.
Your event is starting.
I can't believe I'm sat wearing a fucking suit.
Well, you can't really tell, to be fair.
No. I did actually plan to have another light up the top to backlight us.
Yeah.
But then because I couldn't find the other battery out.
I mean, to be honest, we're virtually sort of just two heads in floating in space.
I'm cool with that.
On the Ashfat, we look better on there than we do on... It's more clear. My laptop must have brighter background screen. Good evening, my TheSuffolkRam.
Skazz, yes.
Welcome to episode 113 of the Rand Nerds podcast.
Good guess. Did you guess that, or did you just read that off the screen?
I had to think about the same when I was saying the event up. I was thinking, what one are we?
What episode was the last one?
What was it? Yeah.
Wait, is it 113?
I hope so.
I
Yes.
thought it was 112.
No, it was last time,
Was it?
I think.
That was the last time. I'm making him like second guess yourself there.
Yeah, don't do that. Well, I was 100 because Twitch was set to 112, so I just incremented by one. No, I did Twitch plus, and so now 113. So there we are.
And now you know.
Now, of course, 112 might have been wrong. The question is, how far does this rabbit hole go? And what in previous episodes did I get it wrong?
I've been doing the daily vlog for over 2,800 days now, and every single day I'm like, is this the right day? Have I missed one? Have I added in an extra? Have I taken one away? Oh my god. And then it's a case of, do you include from the day you started and today, or up until the day before? What do you count? I don't know. Then you freak out.
See, my other method is I have the playlist, and I will just go check the playlist and see how many episodes are in it. Mm-hmm. And if it adds up, then I go, oh yeah, we're fine.
Or you just wing it.
Wait and just hope.
Let's be fair. We've been doing this now for
It's nearly 6 years.
nearly 6 years of pooing. So
6 years.
6 years.
More than
along.
half a decade of Rand Nerds.
Yeah, and
Isn't
still
that terrifying?
yeah.
Evening, Annie.
Still, we've not gone to North Korea. Oh wait,
We did.
We
did. Yeah, well, North Korea came to us.
That's it.
We're too important to go there.
Of course. Look at us.
Yeah, the important people come to the you go to the important people. The people don't come to you. So Trump's
I'm
come
not
to
that
the UK.
important, to be fair. Not yet. Not yet. We've already established this. What, you're on cocaine?
Well, what you can't tell is at the moment the way we're both in suits, which you can't really tell, unfortunately. But
Thank
we are in
God.
suits. I can't remember. One of us said, "Let's do the next episode in suits." But the suits we got on, I look like I'm working in the city, and I work hard, I play hard, and spend every night, on cocaine to sort of like do the next financial transactions the next day. Sell missiles to
Everything.
North Korea. And Skazz looks like he's a bailiff. Mm-hmm. But not the nice type of bailiff who sort of tries to help you out of a situation. But the kind of bailiff that kicks the door in, friends your family, and forcibly takes your stuff even if it's the wrong address.
I kneecap your kids and,
Yeah.
and take all your stuff.
Yeah.
It was next door. Fucking
Close enough.
Deserved it.
It's close enough. I'm sure he's got some bad credit history as well.
So I'll go back and do the neighbours as well.
Yeah, well, you might as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
It turns out they're the criminals as well. I'm sure the other guys were guilty. Did you see that, kid?
Yeah.
Fucking looking at me funny, eh?
Yeah. It's the eyes. It's all in the eyes, You can tell, can't you?
Fucking criminal assholes.
Yeah. So.
I just scared him straight. He'll never commit another crime in his life.
It's the way to do it. Me, I'm just sort of just causing next financial crisis. Minor in comparison to a bailiff.
You are the true criminal.
We see, the thing is, I create a financial crisis, which means people can't afford to pay anything, which means then you get to come involved. So we actually got a good thing going on here.
That's it.
I'm doing business for you.
Good business. Good relationship. Good relationship.
Yeah.
I shouldn't really complain.
That's what Skazz and Ramp Industries does.
That's it. You're the one causing all the trouble, and I'm the one sorting it out.
Yeah.
And they're like, isn't this really more a conflict of interest?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, look, I could easily have pulled off Wilson Fisk. I really could.
We're going to shave your head bald. You're just going to shave your shoulder?
No, I'm the reboot version.
Has he got hair in the reboot?
Well, no, the version the Army will have.
Well, okay, cool, fair enough. I was going to say, you're the reboot. So I was
Yes.
going to say, didn't they already reboot?
They've rebooted
With
about
the
50
Kingpin.
times, haven't they?
And I was just like, wait, Wilson Fisk has hair?
He does in my version.
He does now.
There's so many reboots of all the various superheroes, I lost track.
I must say, I do quite like the Kingpin.
Yeah. I know him from Daredevil. Because he's in Daredevil, and he's such a good character in Daredevil. Shame the rest of the characters aren't very good.
Don't think I've seen much of that one, to be fair.
I didn't get on with it. I watched it because some people said you need to watch season 2 before you watch The Punisher because it's like he introduced you to who The Punisher is.
Sure.
Because he's quite involved in season 2. So I watched it to sort of mainly watch because I was looking forward to watching The Punisher. And yeah, I watched sort of it, and I thought he was a good character. He's the only character I like. I didn't like the guy who played Daredevil. Wasn't too keen on him at all.
No.
The other characters I could sort of drop and leave it. I think I've actually quite liked a lot of the Marvel stuff. Actually, I've watched a few of them now on Netflix. I quite like them. The only one I couldn't get in through anyone more was I think Nick Cage. I didn't think I could get any further. I literally got. I felt I got about 3/4 away through the first episode. I just couldn't watch anymore. I actually stopped watching. I just couldn't. It just. It felt really. It just didn't grab me at all. It's just quite bad.
It was quite bad, you say. We won't say any more on the subject because I feel that this is one that could get really nasty.
Yeah, apparently there's some new big film out for Marvel, isn't there?
Endgame,
yeah, that's Marvel, isn't it?
Well, no, there's been 2, haven't there? There's been Captain Marvel and Endgame.
Well, Endgame's one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
No, the Avengers. I think it's called Avengers Assemble. So I'm assuming it happens at a school assembly.
Probably, yeah.
And then they have an Endgame.
The little kids version of it with a little kid on.
Oh, the little kid. The nativity play at the end of the year will be the Marvel Endgame. They get the fat kid to play Thanos.
Oh God! No, you will actually see. Like it will be little kid Thanos, like just a little child version of Thanos, not a kid playing Thanos.
For the longest time, I thought Thanos was played by the same person who played Hank in Breaking Bad. Because he looked similar.
Fair enough.
But then someone did a meme of someone sort of like photoshopped Hank's face, sort of made it look like Thanos. And he's got the gauntlet things on, and it just says, "Jesus Christ, Marie, they're minimals."
Okay.
And I just thought, at that point, I was convinced that he played him. To the point I actually looked him up to see if it was true that he was playing Thanos.
Going through IMDb, going, hang on a minute, the internet lied to me.
Yeah,
the memes weren't true.
They were. If you can't trust a meme, what can you trust? So anyway, Skazz, what have you been playing? And I've looked at your stream channel, so I know you've been playing something.
Yeah, I have, but like for an hour a piece.
That's good.
So I haven't.
But you've done it 5 times. It's 5 hours. There you go.
Kind of. So I'm still running through the East series, but the thing is, so we started with the original games, the original game, Master System. Went to TurboGrafx CD. And then I went to the remasters of the first 2, remaster of 3 and 4. But now, no one plays 5. I said that in the last podcast. No one plays 5 at shit. I've gone to East 6, which was a PlayStation 2 game. So the remake of East 4 has the new East 7 playstyle.
Right.
Okay. East 6 is a massive jump back.
They've not remade that one, obviously, so...
No. Well, because it's one of the more recent ones in the grand scheme, like PlayStation 2. So, East 4, I think, was the early 90s. So it took them quite a while to really get into remaking it. So I talked about East 3's remake, Oath and Felghana, didn't I?
Yes.
East 6 is the game that they based Felghana's playstyle around, and my fucking God. To me, East 6 is much harder than Felghana, and everyone's like, oh, Oath and Felghana is really fucking tough. I've died like 3 times already in a few hours in East 6 because I've been an idiot. And I remembered to equip my gear this time. So
That's
I bought
good.
armor,
That's an
and I was
advantage.
wearing it, and I still got killed. It was insanity. This is not supposed to happen. So, in this version of East, and it's awkward, so I was a bit disappointed, but I'm playing the PC version. Adol and Doggy have been cornered by the army. They're at like a pub or an inn, and they're talking about their next great adventure. The army storms in. Are you Adol the Red? Adol and Doggy leg it along the pier. Someone says, come this way if you want to live, in so many words. They dive onto a boat, and that boat then gets attacked by the Navy, and Adol ends up overboard.
I just like the idea that the army was like going to say, "Are you Adolf the Red?" He goes, "Yes, we want to give you this award, Civilian Award of Bravery."
That's it. Like, you have been saving the day for a long time.
Here's your award. Here's your check from the king.
But instead, they instantly assumed that something bad was going to happen, so they legged it.
That's just showing your guilt.
Well,
If I was going on the game thing, they immediately ran away from me, I'd assume they were guilty of something.
And that's when you call the Navy on them and blow them out the
yeah,
water.
so it's all a big misunderstanding.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty
if
much.
they just stayed in the pub, E6 wouldn't have happened.
That's it. That's it. I mean, it did turn out that the captain of the ship they boarded wanted to go to some random vortex that has apparently been there since fucking the beginning of time, and no one knows why. And then when Adol ends up overboard, he ends up on the inside of said vortex on an island that no one has seen in a long time ever, and problems happen. And you have to try and solve them. That's pretty much as far as I've got.
And he fixes them, and everybody lives happily ever after.
I imagine that's how it's going to go. It turns out that
there's been other East games afterwards, so I'm assuming.
Well, see, no, this is the trick, because East 8 happens before E6.
Oh, right.
Yeah, see, there you go.
I just lose track of all these shipwrecks.
It is crazy. Look, if you ever see a red-headed swordsman go anywhere near a boat, go away. Adol was probably on board the Titanic. That is probably what finished the old boy off.
And life pro tip, if you want to get professional treatment on a ship and get upgraded for free, dye your hair red and walk on with a sword. Everybody will run away, and the people have to stay because they're paid to be there. You say, well, you must have first class now.
There you go.
There you go.
Instant upgrade.
Yeah. It would be good if they redid the series involving planes, would it? Because every episode starts with a plane crash.
Or the helicopter goes down.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one, because we start kind of delving into racism in this one. Oh, Ram's already tired of it. God damn it, Ram.
Oh, if you're chopping as I work on a farm on a Saturday now, which means I get up really early to go to the farm.
How dare you? This is podcast day and suit wearing day.
It is.
It's even worse when you're wearing a suit twice in a week. The world is going to end, and it's one of our two's fault. I can't remember whose it was.
Yeah.
So on the inside of the vortex, there's pretty much everyone has been shipwrecked in the area, regular Europeans. They've started to make their own... Well, because the game, East games are based in Europe.
Yeah, I know. I just thought you had to specify where Europeans.
Right, well, it's because the other folks on these islands aren't. They've been living within the vortex for a long-ass time. And everyone that has come from the outside of the vortex has decided they're going to destroy major landmarks, ruins, and buildings that the tribes people have made. Or they're
to be fair, it's pretty historically accurate to how Europeans did act.
Yeah, pretty much. And then they end up rebuilding. They're building a village or a city out of the rubble that they're repurposing. They're repurposing the rubble of the ruins that they're just going in, just sledgehammering and mining them all through. And so, everyone hates each other. It takes place 6 years after East 1, and that's pretty much all I've established.
Right.
That's all I've managed to suss out so far. It's fucking hard. It's very hard. It's got the same kind of semi-ISO top-down view of Oath in Felghana, because obviously Oath in Felghana is based on it. My main complaint so far, though, and it is a reasonably big one, and it ain't the play style, because it's fine. It's not the controls. They're fine. The music's okay. It's not quite as catchy as other Falcom Team JDK soundtracks. It's the intro. So, when the game was released in America, and over here it got traditional anime treatment, and it was westernized. They gave us one of those horrible kind of early 2000s CG openings.
Oh, yeah,
rather than the Japanese hand-animated opening.
Where everything looks really sort of like the CG everything looks quite sort of plump.
Yeah, look really awfully out of place when you look at the rest of the
out of
outside.
scale and proportion
and the voice acting's atrocious and all that. And so, I mean, especially considering like character avatar graphics are the Japanese animated versions, and you've seen these really bizarre, blobby, skanky,
8 polygons in them.
Awful character designs, or like awful models. But okay, so the PC version doesn't have that intro. it has the American, the Japanesey one, which is very quick to the point. There's very little, or at least what I believe to be the Japanese one, because I've never actually seen the Japanese one because I own the British westernized version of the game. The problem is, as much of an ass as the westernized intro is, it does establish the fucking story. Because if you play the PC version, Adol is just washed up on a beach and he says, yeah, I was on board a ship and I got attacked by the Navy and now I'm here. Whereas if you play the... because you get kind of like a very quick hint of like Adol falling over a ship, falling off of a ship, but you have no idea really why it's happened. Whereas if you play the westernized version, it actually sets the story up better. It's a really ugly way of setting up the story.
But tells you the story.
Yeah, again, though, East games don't really have major setup. No. You know, Oath in Felghana was, Dodgy has gone back to his homeland, you've gone with him, problems start happening, solve them. East 1, Adol gets told that he needs to go to an island, gets on a boat, washes up on shore. But this one, actually, it doesn't make much sense without that intro.
No.
You have to just kind of take for granted that it comes up in a little piece of dialogue. Adol tells character, on boat attacked by Navy, flip overboard, into Vortex, here I am. And you're like, oh, why? I know Adol's an adventurer, but why did he go towards the Vortex? Why did his boat
He's
get
a
attacked?
fucking liability on boats is why.
Clearly, the insurance is ridiculous.
The boat was just a normal charter boat. It was a normal charter boat. It wasn't even meant to go anywhere near that Vortex. It wasn't meant to be at sea. It was meant to be done. It was a little canal boat.
That's kind of actually what happens in East 8, the start of East 8. The guy, the captain of the boat's like, oh, so you're an adventurer. Well, there's an island not too far away from the course that we're now on where it's cursed and people end up sinking. Do you want to see the island? And, Adol's like, fuck yeah. And the captain's like, that's what I like to hear. Last person I told that to pissed his pants. And I was like, let's go. And it's like, oh, look, the boat has been attacked and now we've sunk. What a fucking disaster. Never thought that was going to happen.
If only we could have foresaw this situation.
Whose bright idea, Captain, was it to sail so close to the cursed island? Well, I asked Adol, don't you start bringing me into this.
Yeah, it was
Solve
your
all
idea.
problems, get off island.
Yeah. Yeah, was there no code? So you say, perhaps we don't go to the Death Island. Perhaps we just carry on our course.
No one was pissed with the captain either.
Yeah.
He did his best. But now we're on the island. That was his fucking idea. We were nowhere near the damn thing before we started.
Yeah. Those DHL passes are going to be late now.
It's like, what was fucking left of them, mate?
Yeah. That's where your switches.
Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started. Nintendo customer service bollocks.
Yeah.
I don't recommend people buying Nintendo Switches right now. Just don't. They're made out of used toilet tissue. And Nintendo's customer service is shit. However, if you release the East Collection on Nintendo Switch, then everyone buy a Nintendo Switch. Even if they are made out of used tissue.
There you go.
That's it. East 6 so far, it's been pretty fun, really hard. But I've spent most of my week repairing that arcade cabinet again.
Yeah, I saw bits of arcade cabinets I wandered around.
We got it fixed, got it working, and I picked up a device called a Pi 2 Jammer, which I think I might have mentioned in the last one. And it works really well. Just connected straight up to the jammer harness. I completely changed the internal harness from a 4-button to a 6-button harness. Did some splicing, set up the speakers, and for a grand total of a day, it worked brilliantly. Then my older son put one of the sticks clean through the MDF because the sticks weren't screwed on properly by the previous owners. Like the wood was soft, there was no bite in it at all. So all he had to do was put a little bit of weight on it and it came clean through. So I spent the next week, I haven't done any woodwork like ever. And so I've started buying tools and that to do woodwork.
Some hole saws.
I've actually done it right. I've countersunk bolts in, so it's actually like even if you were to go over there and press on as hard as you could, I've actually put bolts through it to bolt the thing through. I've countersunk them so the kids can't hurt their hands. I will hardboard over the top so you can't even see the
My word.
things. A bit of work. It was all freehand as well because I didn't have a measure.
Oh,
so
impressive.
the buttons aren't ideally spaced. I was on a call with a mate today and he said the yellow button on player 2 is slightly further apart than the side on player 1. I was like, yeah, I know, mate. I literally just eyeballed it. So But that's what I've
You
been
know,
doing.
I have got actually like quite a few tape measures. I could have just bought one
Yeah. That probably would have been a wise thing to ask
and a
for.
pencil and
Pencils, you rich bastard.
yeah. I remember helping my friend build for a new parcel shelf for the rear of his Metro. Because
Right.
he wanted to put because he is a proper boy racer, and he wanted to put a big subwoofer in the back. He had these big speakers that like the oval shaped ones that like sort of 9 inches long.
Sure.
And he wanted 2 of those in his little Metro. He said, "Do you know to build a parcel shelf?" And me not wanting to be saying no, said, "Yes, I do." So he come along and
Gaffer tape and cable ties and carpentry.
no, we did it quite well. Actually, we did it out of plywood.
Yeah.
We like measured the back, measured the depth, measured the sort of now because luckily being an old simple car, it just
Boxy.
now it's at a straight angle. There's no fancy shapes to it, so we just measured the far end. Had a bit of an argument over how to do the far end because I said all you need to do is your long bit you measure to the centre, and then you measure your depth, and then the small bit at the back you half that and measure outwards, and then just draw a straight line between the far bit and the narrow bit. And he said no, it won't work. I said yes, it will. So I said, look, trust me, I know what I'm doing. I didn't know what I was doing. Well, he did, and it worked perfectly.
Congratulations.
Then he cut we took 2 big holes in it for the speakers. He covered it with some black felt, wired it all up, and then he drove it over a raised bridge. He drove over one of those humpback bridges way too fast. The car took cans, it bounced down, the whole thing snapped.
Ooh.
Other than that, yeah, that was his
The
speed.
entire car broke, not just the parcel shelf.
Oh mate, we used to be me. We used to go. We were on to town. And we're going to town in a car. So Ian was the guy who you may not remember. Ian, he's a big guy.
I think I remember.
So imagine Ian. Then he had a little young cat in the front. Then he had me, a chap called Ricky. Remember Ricky?
Really short hair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
another
yeah.
big guy. Him.
Jesus
some
Christ,
of us-
you lot in that car.
There's 5 of us in total.
How the fuck did that move?
We were on the wheel arches, and it was very slow. And we felt the speed bumps as we were speeding. Yeah, we went into town. Yeah, we went to town, and that was also the day where I for a bet, you used to get this little like sort of like you could get like this little. Not like chewing gum, but the same thing. They're like little plastic like strips you sort of put in your tongue to dissolve. And I said, just put them all in. And he goes, if you put them all in, I'll buy you a Coke. So I took the whole pack out, put the whole pack in one go. My God, I was coughing, spluttering for ages.
I was going to say you're an adventurous motherfucker.
Yeah, I was stupid then. And yeah, I was coughing.
He's slightly less stupid now.
I was coughing and spluttering, and then spitting them out because they just dissolved all in one go. And my breath was minty fresh.
Yeah, minty fresh breath for the next decade.
Yeah. And yeah, he bought me a bottle of Coke when we got back.
I remember the same kind of bet being made over beer mats.
Yeah, I won't talk about the beer mats. You need to find that video.
I did look, I can't find it. I'm quite sad by that. That's a hell of an achievement, a year of free beer.
Yeah, did we go up to 20, didn't we? Mm-hmm. Luckily, I defined the year to the end of the year, and you did this like in November.
Wow. That
I
was
couldn't
fun.
believe it, for God's sake. Couldn't believe it.
Got my money's worth.
He did. He did. Well, that was the days when we used to go to the pub every day doing lunch breaks at college.
That's it.
And they
Jesus
didn't
Christ.
care. The lecturer used to do, oh, you're adults now, just go if you want to.
Off you
A couple of
go.
times he used to come with us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Until we got barred from one pub, and then we had to go to another pub.
Yeah.
And shamefully, the landlady ain't there anymore.
Oh, no.
Sad.
Yeah.
Trying to turn it into a trendy bar. Lame.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So,
woodworking. Good
woodwork.
times.
So, having fun.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit of confidence in doing it. Well, I'm going to ask you a question,
Yes.
and you're going to give me the answer. It's because someone has to know what I'm talking about. Now, I already know what they are, okay? But, right, it's metal. You've probably seen one for your road. You've got a Road Video Mic Pro, haven't you?
What, sorry?
Road Video Mic Pro. Have you seen
Yes.
one of those? Right. So it's metal, about yay big, couple mil, depending on the size. And the idea is you put a pilot hole into the wood, follow it up with that little metal piece with a thread on the inside of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Holds into the wood, and then you put screws and things into that.
Yes,
So you
yeah.
can take them out.
Yeah.
What are they called?
They are called I know what you are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
They are. You often see them for you. They're often used on. They're used very commonly on flat pack furniture
Mm-hmm.
because also they're all bolted together. They are called. Oh, I can see the packet hanging on a peg hook on a shelf. I cannot remember the name of them.
Okay, so if you go for a brand name, usually people think of the plastic ones, and they're raw plugs.
No.
But what you're
Wall
talking,
Plug is a brand name.
Yeah.
That's actually owned by Plas Plug.
threaded inserts.
That's them.
There you go. No one knew what the fuck I was talking
Yeah.
about.
I
A
mean-
load of people thought I was mental.
Oh, so
even
wall plugs are usually referring to ones from masonry. You don't usually see
Yeah,
it for.
yeah.
Yeah. Although wall plug is a brand as well.
Although if you went to Screwfix, they would have been adamant that's what you needed.
Not for me. No.
Yeah.
Unless you use the only way you get away with it is if you use a hollow wall version that's sprung up from the other side.
Yeah. So no.
No.
I just figured I'd ask because no one else seemed to know what they were.
I knew what they were. I've seen them before. I just couldn't remember the name of them.
Mm-hmm. See, I
We don't
didn't know
sell
the
them.
name
We
of
don't
them,
sell
so
them. We don't sell them very often. So
when I started asking people for M3s,
Yeah.
M3 threaded inserts, they were like, "What?"
yeah, well, I went to a shop not that long ago because I need some bolts. I went in and I said, "Oh, I want some but with screws actually screws. Well, screws they don't call them the MCs. They call them like number. They call them number. Well, I don't know to tell. Like the old money used to call them like number 2, number 4, and so
Yeah.
on. And basically, as a rule of thumb, you divide that by half, and that's your millimeters because
Yeah.
each number is like half a mil. But you kind of say, "Oh, I want a 5 mil screw by so and so." I went and I said, "Oh, I need some 8 mil by 40 mil screws." And this shop in town, the guy went to me, "Yeah, they're big screws, yeah."
Mm-hmm.
No, fine, 8 mil by 40, not about that big. And the guy said to me, said, "Oh, I don't know what it is. I use the old fashioned measurements here." I only said to him, "It's 2018, because it's last year. We've been metric since 1970 ish." You know, yeah, he has it by
Ish
now.
is
You
a
should
metric
know
measurement.
what if I was. So I had to actually convert it for him there and then. Because he didn't like offer to get a tape measure and convert. So I just converted. Luckily, I knew, so I just converted for him myself. It's roughly a quarter of an inch by sort of like an inch and a quarter, by sort of an inch and a half.
Don't get me
roughly.
started. When I started looking for, step bits,
Yep,
and I had to give the measurements for those in inches.
imperial
Yeah. I was just like, no, I don't. Just give me the fucking.
metric. I was just the attitude of, we don't use it. It's like everybody else does.
Mm-hmm.
Just you should know both. I mean, we've got weekenders of us who know both systems. You're a chap who's looks like you've been doing this for some time. You should know both systems by now.
It's always fun. It's always fun. Although I'm sure that the the place down the road, Smith's, I swear they want me to buy a table saw.
As I was saying, that's might have been who I was dealing with.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
the guy had no idea what I was talking about.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
They're generally all right with us.
When I went in, I just went inside. I just want these. I screw again screw size in metric, and he basically said, "I have no idea what you're talking
I
about."
went in there the other day and I asked for M3s and M5s and then the length. Just picked them right off the shelf.
Also, I got a different guy.
Oh, fair that.
That's like that guy. He's always just being a bit awkward. He's always one of these old funny days. Oh, I don't use that modern
I will
metric
say
bullshit.
that Smith's on the industrial estate down by where you work.
Oh yeah, there's a chap there's absolute cock.
Yeah, not good.
No, there's they don't do wood cutting anymore. You know, they used to do all the wood cutting, and you used to be able to go there and actually only buy what you needed. So if you got a board cut down to like a quarter of a sheet, you'd only pay for the quarter of the sheet.
Yeah,
They don't do it anymore. They don't do any wood cutting at all.
they do.
That's bizarre because that's the timber merchant down there. You know what I mean? But yeah, so one guy there who's an absolute cock who I've because I think it was in the space of like a week. I dealt with him, and then we went to the other Smiths to get something else, and now it's like, oh, I'm just going to use them again.
Yeah, I think I know who you might be talking about.
Blonde haired guy,
Yeah.
absolute cock dickhead.
I believe that's the foreman.
Well, he's a dickhead. Yeah, he talked to you like you're an idiot and didn't know what you're talking about. So, well, no, that's why I've come to someone who knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I asked them to help me with the panel, and they said, "Oh yeah, the foreman could probably do that for you." I was like, "Okay, cool." And he said, "Oh, it's all computerized now." I said, "So you've got a CNC machine?" He said, "Yes, a CNC machine." It's like, "You'll have to give me all the measurements." It's like, "I know what a CNC machine is, mate. What I want you to do is cut off a piece of wood, go out back, use this as a template, get a drill or a drill press and copy this. I don't need you to fucking spend 2 hours inputting data into a CNC machine. Just drill that for me. That's what I asked. If you're not going to do it for me, I'll buy some wood from elsewhere and I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Why didn't you come see me?
Well, I forgot.
Yeah. To be fair, I'd probably try an arm and a leg because our wood's bloody expensive.
In fairness, I ended up getting enough wood for 2 panels for £3.
What type of wood?
MDF.
Oh, right, yeah.
Not great, to be fair, but then at the end of the day, I wanted a thinner cutting for what the previous dude had used.
So MDF will try that wool bow eventually, unless you reinforce it. But it wouldn't take a lot. You just put a couple of just thin bands just on the back just to reinforce it. That would stop that happening.
Yeah.
But MDF, because it's particle board, it will bow. You're better off if you're not going to have any. Can't put any reinforcement. You're better off with ply. But ply is quite expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, just if you've got just cold strips of band of wood, just screw those in. Or now and then that will stop that.
That's the plan. Because I've actually got to find a way without a router to edge the board to stop it from falling off the front of the panel.
Oh, right. Is there like a lip to it?
Yeah, so I'm just going to put some braces on the inside.
Yeah, that would work.
As you say, so just put one at the back, one at the front, and then that way it won't come off because they'll sink into the
that'll work.
The groove. So there you go. And then a bit hardware on the top, and then nailed it. I'm pretty pleased.
Yeah.
Considering I've eyeballed the motherfucker and I didn't have any way to measure it. I'm pleased.
Yeah. Are you going to are you going to, because obviously yours out there's a little bit damp, have you sealed it at all?
No, not yet.
Just a bit PVA. Yeah. Seal it.
I'll probably do that once I finish. So I'm gonna have to get a jigsaw because I was actually using hand saws, and because I've got bad hands, so it was agony. But it's a laugh. So I'm gonna end up getting a jigsaw.
Yeah.
And then I'll finish it off by rounding the edges off, and then at that point I'll then start. We'll seal it.
Yeah. Get it all cut up and then seal it. Yeah.
So that's what I said to Inky, because Inky was like, "Oh yeah, we should probably do such and such with it." I was like, "No, I haven't finished with it yet. Let me finish cutting it and screwing it up and all that kind of stuff." Because I don't want to screw into the cabinet.
No.
So because the two bits that I want to adjust and modify are bits that can actually be removed from the original cabinet.
Yeah.
So, good times.
Cool.
But that's all I've done.
That's right. I've still been writing D&D adventures in my spare time because family have got through D&D campaign a lot quicker than I meant to.
Did you make millions?
No, I made millions yet. I will when I've now got a folder that thick of stuff.
Did they? How long? A couple inches thick, just in case anyone wasn't watching.
Like the audio listeners.
Yeah, that's it. The audio. No, the audio viewers.
That's it. Yeah.
The audio viewers. Don't mix them up. You'll give them fucking. You'll give them issues.
Yeah. Video listeners and the audio watch.
That's it. No one watches video. This lighting and these suits are completely pointless. What you don't realise is we're actually sat here in shorts and Hawaiian t-shirts.
Yeah.
But we're telling you a suit, you'll never know.
Yeah.
How quick did they burn through your original thing that you said was going to take them a good 5 months to go through? And did they enjoy it? Did they throw any spanners in the works? Because I know.
Yes, they did.
Like. Oh.
So the story is they get to this place.
Yep.
And they have to get to the main city, but you can't get to the main city without a visa.
Okay.
Because it's a trade hub, and they won't let you out a visa, and you have to pay for the visa. So that's what their mission is. So they go see the guy about getting a visa, and he says, I can charge you. I'm going to charge you 500 gold each.
Oh.
Yeah, for the visa, because it's a trade visa, so you need to pay extra. If you're a tourist visa, it's more. But diplomatic visas are free, but you need to be issued one as a diplomat. And the other guy goes, is the chap who runs the town. So they go to the guy who runs the town, who offhand mentions that he's got some people who've gone missing, and if they were to be found, because they're not really meant to be, they're doing something they shouldn't be doing, then he could perhaps issue them a visa. In the meantime, though, while they're doing this, they decide to try and find out if they could get one made, forged.
Oh dear.
And I'm for that.
You're like, oh.
So they say, oh yeah, who are you going to go to? Oh, we're going to go talk to the man at the pub. He'll probably know some dodgy people. So in the phone, I say, yeah, I'll get someone to meet you here tomorrow. Thinking I need to figure out a forger for next time. So that's them sort of exploring town. That was the end of the first session. So I then sort of and then I found there's a monster in D&D called a kenku. It's like a raveny thing and so forth. But they mimic. So they don't speak, but they mimic noise and stuff. So they might
Sure.
say, if they want to say, talk about money, they might mimic the noise of coins dropping on the floor and so forth. But they're also very good forgers. It's like, right, okay, my Kenko's going to be the order for. So I had to write this character in really quickly to be there as their forger form. But as it was, they went and they found the missing people and got back to the town, and then someone had been murdered, and they managed to trace and find the murderer out and who the murderer out and track him down. And
Why do I feel that every time you think you've managed to put them on a path, they somehow manage to right angle it? And
they are pretty good. I'm quite good at steering them in the direction. It's not so much railroading as like a road.
it's a road with high walls.
Well, you see, my plan was that was going to take a couple of sessions to get to like the end of the murder sequence, and then they'd go to the main town, and then I was going to have 2 missions set up ready for them so they could pick which one they wanted to go on. As it is, they've gone so too quick. I've been hurriedly writing the missions, so they're going to have to go on one mission. The other one is still halfway being written.
Oh dear.
I haven't finished making the map for it yet.
They are going to argue the toss with you.
No.
They're going to find any way they can to get onto that other mission.
No, well, they're already having a debate because last time what caused people in the last campaign is they hired mercenaries. I let them hire mercenaries because they hired too many, and when they went down, the mercenaries do all the work, and they just went to the loot afterwards. And so it's like,
shit mercenaries.
Yeah, they said to me, well, they're paying them. So.
Come on, man! If you get a bunch of criminal assholes to loot a cave or to go in and clear out a cave, and they see it's loaded with treasure, they ain't fucking walking out there.
Gran, the gay elf, is very trusting.
He's a fucking idiot. That's what he is.
He's very trusting. He's very nice and helps with the interior decorating. And
right,
in blood. He's become one of our recurring characters. The other recurring character we've got is the foul-mouthed goblin chef called Goblin Ramsay. Who, every time they go to any fine establishment, is the head chef of that fine establishment.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that was just spur of the moment. That was just brilliant.
And it works.
Yeah, it works brilliantly. Goblin Ramsay, he swears a lot. It's brilliant. But he's a really good chef.
You feel happy about that one?
I was so pleased. So basically, he came out was they're raiding, good evening, doing football. They are raiding a goblin fort. And at one point they go in the kitchens, they go in, all the goblins are there and look at them and go like, who the fuck are you? And one of them successfully managed to persuade them that they are from the Food Standards Agency and we're here to do a hygiene inspection.
Oh dear.
It's like, shit.
What was the roll on that?
They rolled natural 20 on that one. It's like, okay, I'm going to have to go with this. So my phone went, oh, fuck. And they said, what's your name? And I just went, Goblin Ramsay.
And that was it. Spur of the moment, it stuck.
Yep, so Goblin Ramsay.
In 10 years' time, Gordon will be asking for royalties or be incredibly honoured that he's made it through so many campaigns.
Nice suit, man. Thank you, Pitbull. Thank you, Pitbull. He is wearing a suit as well. You just can't tell because his suit's black, his shirt's black, and he's black. Well, his head's black. So that came out wrong. That came out very wrong. But you get the gist of what I'm saying. But yes, there's that. So yeah, tomorrow they're going to the actual main town and they're going to be directed towards the tomb of Balazar, the Dragonborn prince.
I just want to throw out there, I feel incredibly offended that you just said I was black.
Yeah, that was
being a business criminal asshole, a white business criminal asshole. It is my job to pick on anyone that isn't like me.
Yeah, you're used to sort of tone down to the ethnic minorities, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, look, I don't even like be it white or black. Poor families with disabled children, kick in their doors, as we said, or kneecap the children.
Yeah.
You know, I've got to evict them. Doesn't matter. You got to go. Yeah. I mean, look, I wear a suit. I am suppressing so much evil right now. I'm tempted to evict someone right now.
Yeah.
I'm feeling sick holding this in.
Pick a house on the street. We'll go do it.
I plan to.
Well, maybe you could just turn the door, pretend to be bailiffs, and just walk straight in. Or from the council doing inspection.
People don't tend to argue with me, Ram.
No. You should have been a bailiff.
I should have been.
Yeah, you've been quite good at that. Of course, you had to sign your soul over, but...
Soul? I think I lost that ages ago. Yeah. I lost that the moment I got the suit. That's part of the contract, mate.
Yeah.
Satan is currently on my side.
I'll keep it in here, my little pocket.
That's it. Look, you've got the tag from the contract they gave you. You've got the little stub to say, we've received all of your paperwork.
Yeah.
with the lines of
It's like,
cocaine.
it's like a cloakroom number, is he? You had to sort of hand it in.
Yeah, that's it. At the end of the shift, you get your soul back briefly, or in your case, a line of cocaine.
Yeah. Yeah, because I am the financial district authority here, and clearly, I mean, I've now bought a BMW M3 out the front.
Jesus Christ. You are definitely a business criminal asshole.
Yeah, I've got my little Bluetooth headset to wear, my little sort of nice
You're
little,
obnoxious
Is it any other kind?
business criminal asshole.
You know the guy in Breaking Bad for like the first season who has he says Walt sets his car on fire.
Yes.
Yes, I'm basically
You're
him.
that guy.
Yeah,
You're a dick.
yeah, exactly. I'm a businessman.
Good
How it is.
job.
Yeah.
Why aren't you writing this into the D&D campaign?
I should do, shouldn't I? Well, my big bad of the scene is a evil like businessman.
There you go. Tell me one thing where a businessman has been a good guy. Name one. You can't. There you go. Sorted.
Yeah.
Someone said you didn't give him a chance to answer. I gave him plenty of time to answer. Couldn't think of a fucking thing. You can't, can you?
No,
Yeah, see?
not real. I can think of fictional ones.
Ah, fantasy. Can't be having that.
But yeah, so my players have unfortunately mucked everything up, and they'll be paying the price tomorrow.
They'll be paying the price.
Yeah.
All of your favourite characters will now be killed.
Oh, look, you've got 80,000 Minotaurs charging you. Let's have fun. Roll for initiative. This will take me a while. I'll do a badge to 1,000 to make it fair.
Good job. You should be streaming these.
I have thought about it. It's just setting it up and... Yeah, I thought about doing that.
Holding back the random racist comments. I'm sure there'll be a few. Fucking elves.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Haven't you got elves on your team?
We've now got no elves. We've got a halfling.
I bloody knew it. You're
We've got a
racist.
halfling, a dwarf, and a human fighter. So dwarf cleric, halfling thief, because they're always thieves, halflings.
That's not fair. That ain't fair. You definitely are a criminal asshole.
Name me any other. Right, if you're going to be a halfling, you're going to be a player halfling rogue. Sorry, not a thief, a rogue. Are you now? Of course. Okay, because you know what else would a halfling be?
Clearly a warrior.
You can't have a halfling warrior.
Of course you can at that
the
size.
first enemy would come, just like give him a little nudge, and they go flying across the room.
I know, that'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Never said it'd be practical. They can try. How dare you say they can't try?
Yeah. We've got a dwarf cleric who's not very good at using magic.
I was going to say,
He
it's
gets
not really
very flustered when he has to do magic. He sits there and he stares and he shows my father he's brilliant, but he can't remember anything. So it's like, what's your spell save DC? It's like, we've been playing this for nearly 2 years and you still know what your spell save DC is. It's on the third page on the top where it always is. It hasn't moved.
The trouble is the fact that you're having to tell him. I'm a tad concerned for your father's mental well-being.
Yeah. He's good though. He's sort
He's
of,
good when he gets into the groove.
He's good at the role play. Scottish dwarf, brilliant. Well, they went down to a mine once, and he kept saying we need to find a spill heap, which where the mine spill goes, where they and so forth. And they're meant to be trying to find some slaves down there. So they go down to this mine. And they're working through, and he keeps insisting, looking for the chance to try and find the spill because he thinks it might be an easy way out or easy way in. They finally find the slaves, and they recognise one of them as one of the people they were like, trying to track down. And they're sort of talking to him, and sort of says, and they're there, and they sort of call slaves there, and they say, "Oh, thank you for helping us." Before he does anything else, he doesn't open the door. He goes, "Where's the spill heap?" And everybody just died in laughter because he was dead serious about it. That was the most important thing to know at that moment was where the race was going. So I told him, we were putting a bottomless chasm. Yeah,
He'd want to check.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've decided my party. I'm pretty sure my party are meant to be all good, but I'm not too convinced by that. I mean, this was the party that framed some people for murder once.
Wasn't there a bunch of goblins or something at the side of the path or whatever?
No, they murdered. What they've done. Let's see the things that they've done which are quite evil. One, they murdered somebody in cold blood.
It's possible.
Yeah, because the person tried to run away to get the city watch, and the dwarf decided to punch her in the face.
As you do.
Yeah,
Wait,
and
you murdered him with a punch in the face. Oh, well, that is a dwarf.
well, she's an NPC. She only had 2 hit points.
Oh.
And he
NPC.
rolled. I said, roll. I said, you're gonna. I said, what? He said, I'm gonna stop her. What are you gonna do? Punch her.
Fuck, it'd have been great.
Right in the face. Right. Okay then.
If she'd have
So
managed
I
to
said-
counter that and kill him, that'd have been
I said to
amazing.
him, right, well, roll for your attack.
Stumbles
Okay,
and
roll
falls
for
on
your
a pit
damage.
trail.
4. Okay, with one scene thing, her neck snaps back and breaks and falls on the ground dead.
That is
And
one
my
hell
father
of a
went, "Oh,
door.
for now that's good. We've killed her now." At this
Well,
point,
that's right. Yeah, that's what you give a punch in someone,
so
man.
at this point, they decided to do the sensible thing to do would be perhaps sort of admit their mistakes, perhaps deal with it. No. They drag her body around behind the counter. The halfling then pretends to be her fill-in and starts dealing with all the customers coming through the door. Not knowing, doesn't know how to do the job, but just pretends to know how to do the job. The other two go to the local group of like bandits, nick some of their clothes, come back, set her building on fire, leave the clothes nearby to frame them. The great thing is, they spent all week between sessions thinking how to do this. And apparently discussed it on a trip to Norwich how they're going to do this when they got back.
Your family does worry me a tad.
Yeah, that was the first one. They then got attacked by bandits, and after the bandits they finished them all off, they made him into a big diorama on the side of the road by using sticks and points and arrows to stab them upright as a warning to others.
Look, I'm evil, right? Your family is clearly clinically insane.
They are quite bad, yes. Yeah. And then they went to, at one point, as part of my campaign, chase this local ruffian down as he's running away with someone's purse. The idea was they catch the rush, give the purse back and so forth. Oh, evening.
Hello, love.
Why the fuck are you in the seat?
What do you mean? We always dress in suits.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Are you two doing the Men in Black or something?
Now we're the Blues Brothers, love.
Yeah.
Just get the old sunglasses.
I'm really weird. Why are you in suits?
It's a long story.
No.
We can't remember how this happened, so we're just going
It just
with
sort of happened.
Did you arrange this? Did you pre-arrange this? Because you're freaking me the fuck out right now. Whose funeral have I just fucking missed?
Mine.
Well, it's actually our civil partnership.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
Well, actually, we've decided that Ram here is head of the financial district and a cocaine addict,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
And I'm a
makes
bailiff.
sense.
So he's causing all the trouble, but that's giving me work. So everyone that can't pay for what he's fucked up, I get to go fuck them up.
Right.
It's going to be great. We're going to go and evict someone in a minute because I'm having this really bad urge to go and evict some
Is
poor
it
family.
next door?
Maybe. I haven't decided yet. I might evict everyone around here. Fuck them. Reclaim
Annie
everything.
says hello to you.
Who?
Annie.
Hi,
Right.
Manny.
Anyway,
Anyway,
your
yeah,
family's
so
evil.
they try-
Ram's family's fucking mental, by the way.
Are they?
They kill everyone.
Did he?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I met his family on the pub. They were lovely, sweet old people.
That's what they want you to
they
think.
play Dungeons and Dragons. They turn to cold-blooded killers.
All right.
Yeah.
Indeed, he did.
Yeah. So they chase this local ruffian down and grab with a fast train and take the coin purse off him, and then the guy comes and the fighter thinks to himself, says, "No, what we need to do, empty the purse first and hand it back to him, say he got away with the money, and we'll keep it."
Your family are criminals.
Oh, and
You're the suit wearing.
I have said to him, I said, "Remember, guys, you're the good guys in this situation."
In fairness, they will always be the good guys up until they get caught.
Yeah, that is coming closer than you think.
That you've got it written. There's no way they can escape.
And he's right. Adventure Indeed are basically randomly murdering hobos. They haven't quite gone to the random murdering yet, but they're getting pretty close.
Criminals.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Anyway, I better go on to what I've been playing.
Yes.
Yeah, so I
Other than
played.
D&D.
Yeah, I played a game called with a very unfortunate name because it's very hard to Google it. Called Everything.
Oh, is that the one we roll about?
Yeah, you roll. There's no they do that anime. So if you start off as a random animal, and I start off as a Holstein cow, which I was very pleased about. Yeah. And I went to move forwards, and it just rolled. It just rolls on this. It's just a fixed
They
one.
roll. Yeah, they roll on a point, don't they? So they've got.
Yeah, so like a wheel.
Yeah.
We've got like an axle through the middle and just roll along.
But it's
They
not
all-
a smooth animation. It's
No.
yeah.
But it's quite amusing when you get like a whole herd of them doing it. Because it's basically, it's called Everything because you can be everything. You could be, if you see it, you can be a plant, you can be, you can like drop down levels and go right down to like sort of the level of atoms and be an atom.
You can be an island.
You can be a universe.
Be a tree.
You can be several. You can be varieties of trees.
Can be a whole woodland. Because,
Yeah.
You can be everything.
You can be a continent.
I don't want to be a continent.
She wants to just be a tree.
You can be a
I
tree.
don't want to be a tree. I want to be a woodland.
And
You
an
can't
awfully
be a
specific-
tree. You can be.
So they're all connected by roots, you know.
They are indeed. They're
Oh God, here we go.
They are indeed.
Right, seriously, why are you two in suits?
Well, last podcast, for some reason, randomly, we said next podcast we'll do it in suits.
And so here we are.
So here we are.
Neither of us can remember who it was that said it. No one might like it was me. But now I didn't realise that I'd have to.
You're severely underdressed.
I didn't realise that I'd have to wear this suit twice in 7 days. The world is going to explode in 7 days.
Oh, well, I've been to work since 2, so yeah.
Good for you.
I know.
And now you've come home and we've become murderers.
What's changed?
Oh, well, fair point. Sorry, honey.
Yeah. So you start off as a random animal, and then as you go on, you basically get you sort of like you just walk off, and it's like you can pick up these thoughts, like your thought bubbles. You walk up and you'll just get
okay.
random thoughts. Yeah, it's very weird. You then go and sort of eventually you'll find ones that give you like new abilities. They'll say, oh, you can have this. So, for example, the first thing you can do when you start off, you get the ability to, as they call it, to sing, which basically means you make a noise. So if you're a cow, you moo.
Oh, cool.
Or appear to sing. And then you can go talk to things.
What
So
sound do you make if you're a continent? Sounds about right.
yeah. So then you go off and no.
You
Well-
can't be everything then, can you?
Only things you can see, and there's no volcanoes to see. You then go. You might be able to. I've not been to the rocky area. It might be able to be a volcano. You then wander. You can be geometric shapes. That's great. You can be a one-dimensional shape. That's pretty interesting. You can be a, you can be an electron.
I don't want to be a fucking electron. I want to be a volcano or a woodland. And so far, you told me no.
She's so picky.
I know.
You cannot please
You
a
give her all
woman.
these things to do, and you can't be. You
Right,
can.
my
You can be a
advice-
bit of plastic floating in water.
Right, my advice as a married man giving advice to you, Ram, you can never please a woman. Just fucking go with it.
Okay.
Just go with it. Let them win every time.
Oh,
even if
whenever she says, "Can I be?" I'll just say, "Yes, you can."
yes.
Good.
But then if she finds out you're lying, you're fucked.
That's all right. I'll just say I must have been mistaken. But yeah, so first of all, you learn to
Did
sing.
I
So you
say
can,
that? I meant to say.
yeah. And you go, I said like cows moo and pigs oink and so on. You can talk to the animals. Then you get the ability to sort of like become groups with them. So you can like sort of like form herds. So at one point, I just take control of a whole herd of Holstein cows and we're just rolling across the countryside and so forth and mooing. And then you can dance. So you get lots of you together. They start dancing together and you can have little dances. And for some reason, dance equals breeding. Because you'll dance, all of a sudden like a new one will just pop into
That
existence.
does sound about right, because that is why nature does little dances, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sings.
Yeah.
That's what that's for.
And then basically you then get the ability to sort of say you can jump up and down different like levels of scale. So you start off just with animals.
Will you stop standing there eating and bugger off? We're wearing suits and there's a dog staring at you. Well, then give him a bloody sausage. He's sneezing with disapproval. That was a disapproval sneeze if I've ever had one. Give him the bloody sausage. Now stop interrupting my fucking podcast before I evict your ass.
I'll sell you a mortgage.
He'll sell you the mortgage. You won't be able to pay because the rate will be ridiculous and I'm going to have to evict you. I'm sorry, honey. I love you, but I've got to do my job.
I pay you, you cunt.
I know.
Well,
She's the devil. She's the contract. She's the one that issued the contract.
Yeah. So
Everything.
everything. Yeah. So then you drop down. So then you start off like smaller animals. Then you get down to like little like bits of pollen.
So can you choose what scale you start? So if you start
I
as like a
think-
cow, can you can you choose to drop down, or is that a
I think you always start as like a sort of an animal.
right?
You always start as but that's randomised what you're going to be as.
Okay.
And then from there you can choose to go up or down scales.
Okay, sure.
And the sort of idea is as you go around, you unlock things in your book. You unlock you got things in this like an encyclopedia. As you every time you do anything, you have to identify it. So when you morph into it, you just like go talk to other things by singing at them
All right.
and moving. And eventually you identify. It doesn't take very long. It takes only a few seconds.
Okay.
And then it unlocks and it's unlocks in your journal book, as it were. So the idea is you unlock everything.
See, you said that if you dance, the new ones pop up. I happen to know that in that game you can be a house.
Yeah, I believe you can.
Is that how houses become a thing?
I
Like,
heard-
do
what
you
I
get
believe
two
so.
houses together and make them dance, and then
You
and
lots of
then new
houses together
houses
make
come
them
out?
dance. I mean, caterpillars dance together, make new ones.
I guess that must be how it works.
Oh, yeah. But
She's back again.
Where's the remote control for the TV so I can leave you both the fuck alone?
I have no idea.
Okay, that's good answer.
Look, I don't know where anything is in a house. I just kick people out and take anything of value.
you sell the TV remote.
Yeah.
That's very high value.
The batteries are important, and the remote is a necessity. No one wants to get up off the fucking sofa to change the channel. They have no idea you can even do that these days. So by taking the remote, they're like, shit, he's proper done us now. We better pay up.
Yeah,
And that's how it works.
that's the way to do it. Remote and phone chargers. There you go. So, so it's, and then also this is a series of lectures. There's this
Lectures?
philosopher, because I looked him up, I've got his name now. Alan
Rickman.
No, it wasn't Alan. It was Alan Wilson or something like that. And he does a series. It's basically must be one of his lectures pre-recorded, and he's in, and you can listen to his lectures and his philosophical lectures and so forth.
Oh, okay.
Really interesting stuff. It's actually really interesting lectures. I saw his sort of philosophy actually quite spoke to me.
Would you say that's kind of the base of the game then? That's the real thing.
I think the game, calling it a game, is a little bit enthusiastic. It's more of a piece of art.
Would you say the base of the experience is the meat of the experience? Is
Yeah.
the
Well, his sort of philosophy, from what I understand, is like the universe is one giant connected entity, and we are just a way of it trying to make sense of itself.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, the game where you can be everything in its universe, and it's particularly generated universe as well, makes sort of sense if your universe trying to make sense of itself because you are the sort of universe. And you just keep jumping up. So you start the animals, then eventually you get to trees, then you become continents, then from continents you become planets. And planets become stars, then the stars become solar systems, then galaxies.
and then all of a sudden a table leg because we
And
all
then-
know that we're an atom.
yeah, you can go. So you can be. I was a hydrogen atom earlier today,
Oh my god.
and then I was very explosive, and then you jump up into like this weird sort of geodimensional dimension where you're just like 3D random 3D shapes. It's a very weird game, but it's strangely how I was slightly moved by it because it's like going from the really small and just stepping up to the really big and seeing the vastness. It's like quite moving actually. So it's not really a game. It's more of it's sort of like an experience to muck around with for a few hours.
Sure.
But it was really weird, and I kind of sort of felt very charmed by it.
Music? Any music?
Lovely music, absolutely lovely.
So like the
music.
standard atmospheric kind of stuff
Yeah.
for that thing.
Very lovely music. It's definitely a. It's a relaxing game. There's no combat. It's meant to be just explored and round at your own pace. There's
Sure.
no combat to it. There's nothing to worry about. There's no real challenge to it. It's just move around, move things. It's, let's say the Shappy Mate was an artist first.
Sure.
So it's designed to be a bit of art and sort of like, I found it very moving experience. So it's an enjoyable experience. I probably wouldn't play it while I was too drunk. I'd probably get too much in my head. Oh, 'cause I'm a universe trying to understand myself. Oh.
He's trying to solve the meaning of life.
Yeah.
Never a good thing to do after a few beers.
No, it's never a good thing. Never a good thing. But yeah, that's everything. I found it quite enjoyable. I've got some comments. Have a look. I want to read this one out. Okay.
Oh.
Annie, last session we were up to D&D again. Our group had an entire city got wiped out. Not really our fault, to be honest. Who builds a city on top of a volcano and then fills it with politicians hellbent hiring Avengers to kill off their competitors and eventually summon a dark god that makes the volcano active again? May's done some nice political murdering though, and our assassin now auto crits on hits. So his crossbow bolt to the face catchphrase actually means something now. Yeah. My halfling player, my mother, is obsessed with cutting testicles off. Because I always say to players, how do you kill this person? I let them decide how they kill somebody. And 9 times out of 10, it'll be the gonads getting chopped off.
Your poor dad. Your
Yeah,
poor father.
He likes to smash their heads in.
Well, yeah, because he's clearly got no fucking balls anymore. No wonder he's punching NPCs in the face.
His big warhammer and smash heads in. And our fighter, she's just like clean and careful and just take the head off. Done. Straight in the middle.
A fighter is careful. I don't really.
Yeah.
I don't think your. I don't really think your group quite know their classes. Interesting, murderous, but could do with a bit of work.
Yeah.
Clearly not wearing suits.
No, they're not. They're not. Definitely not. Our fighter has got a pink bunny rabbit onesie.
I will say that is most definitely evil and terrifying.
Yeah.
If I ever see a fighter running
I
out
ran them
bunny
up
rabbit onesie.
once. I got them to do. I was doing random encounter rolls and on night watch, and we got to the night, and I said, "Oh, you hear a sort of rustling coming from the distance." This is to the dwarf. He goes, "Oh, I want to get Tulip the halfling up." So he goes and wakes Tulip up. And I say, "What do you see?" I say, "You can hear some rustling. It's getting louder. It's getting nearer to you." And Tulip goes, "Oh, we better get Fitz up, the fighter." So they wake Fitz up in his pink onesie, and rabbit onesie, and they say, "Where's it going to come from?" Some bushes nearby. And Fitz goes, "Okay, we'll go have a look." And as they lift the sword up, from under the bushes. They reveal a hedgehog.
All of that for a hedgehog.
And Fitz goes, "You wrote me up for a fucking hedgehog."
Stab.
Yeah, they frequently push each other off boats. If they get on a boat, guaranteed within 6 rounds, someone's in the water.
Did any of them decide to dye their hair red? Oh wait, no, the
No,
boat's starting
yeah.
to sink.
No, the boats haven't sunk yet. So they actually came to port on a boat. 6 of them in a hold. How they're all still alive and haven't killed each other in 6 weeks, I don't know.
Your group is very colourful. I demand that your family live stream it.
Yeah, perhaps I will. Perhaps I'll set up a live stream.
Good. And if they don't do it right, I'm putting on my suit.
We'll come evict us.
That's it. You didn't fucking do it right.
And then you'll come and I'll come put my suit on. Okay, Skazz, mate. I know your boss. I own your company. I'm in the financial situation. Okay? If you want to still be employed come Monday, you need to walk away.
Well, that
I
might be a tough
own
one.
you.
That's a tough one, though, Ram, because
See? Skazz's soul.
they're in breach of contract, though, mate.
You'll
And
be in breach of contract if you're not careful.
I'm fair with that, because they're in breach of contract first, and this has to be done. I'm sorry, Ram. Regardless of whether or not it's your family, you can't let family get in the way of business. It's just business, mate. It's nothing personal.
That's so true. He did default on that loan I gave. So
I love it if that was the way. It's just like, yeah, we're just... And he's thinking to himself, yeah, you are right. Who else is going to pay that loan? Get him out.
yeah,
Good job, mate.
those dogs are worth something. I can sell them.
You think to yourself, yeah. Did you see the look of hope in their eyes fade? It's like, yeah, beautiful, wasn't it? Good job.
Good job, Skazz. Pint later. Yeah, mate.
See you at the pub later, mate.
Yeah. I'm on the absinthe for that point.
Or we'll evict them too.
Yeah, with the pub. They want to go drink. And which pub have we not evicted so far this month?
I'm sure we'll be able to find one. Then they see us walk in, everything stops, and they're like,
Well, like the piano music. There's
That's
ding,
it.
Ding, ding, ding. Shrumph. Oh no, it's the financial guy and his eviction pass.
"Oh no! I thought you were paid up. I thought I was. Compound interest."
Yeah, yeah. You remember I let you that £1 last week to put in the vending machine.
You didn't. Oh my god!
Yeah.
What did you do?
You think payday loans have a high interest rate? You ain't seen my interest rates. Skazz, get him out.
Not a problem, mate.
This is a mini-series waiting to happen.
That's
isn't
it.
Yeah.
Fucking Fear Tractor spin-off.
It's a segment on Fear Tractor.
It's a segment on Fear Tractor. Business criminal assholes.
Yeah. And we go with our theme tune. I
love that film. I'm gonna have to watch Blues Brothers tonight.
I thought we got the live stream tonight.
Oh shit! I gotta do that too. No.
Can you have like Blues Brothers or like with subtitles on and muted next to it? Like,
Yeah, I'll be watching that laughing, and people will be like, "The fuck is going on?"
why does this character keep walking around in circles?
Oh, I'm dying. I can't die. I've got business to do.
Yeah, I've got two more. I've got little Tiny Tim needs to be evicted.
Little bastard.
Yeah,
Can't be trusted. Look at him with his walking stick. I bet he's clubbing old grannies to death.
yeah.
He's got to go.
Yeah. How do you sleep at night? I know. I just get with the people I get rid of are more evil than me.
I just know that they've got comfier beds than me. I don't even have one.
I sleep on a stone.
So I don't even have a bed. I take theirs.
Yeah. Where do you live? Wherever I evict somebody.
I've got the pick of the street. So what do you mean? Well, I'm sure they owe Nick something. Get out. Now,
Does number 72 owe you anything? Yes. I gave the man a piece of paper to write a note on.
knock on the door. They don't answer. Charge them for your time. With interest.
Yeah. I need 10 reams of paper off you now for the interest rate for that note.
Listen here, you bastard. I knocked on the door and you didn't answer. I've been waiting here for a whole fucking 3 seconds. I started counting at 3. Get out. Nick, what's the interest rate?
10,202% per minute.
Bloody hell. You're fucked. Get out. Pull out the contract right there.
I'll be over later.
Snort it off the back of a sheep.
Yeah. That's what I do. I just move low-income sheep into my houses.
That's it.
You can't.
So it's like
evict
you're not
sheep.
snorting cocaine. It's like you're snorting sheep. Just
Yeah.
right off the back.
Yeah. You can't be a bit of a landlin up the nose.
We really are. We're going to have to get this sorted, mate, because we are turning really evil. Darker than I ever thought.
I'm getting ideas. I can just feel them forming.
This is what I'm saying. This is what happens when you wear a suit. What are we doing? Oh my God. We're going to have to go to the hospital to get fucking blood transfusions. Not to get younger, like the rich
people.
criminal bastards do. We need to become pure again.
But Skazz, we evicted the hospital.
Oh my God. We did that last week. How did I forget? It was so fun. All them people on the old fucking life support machines. I ain't got time for that, son. That's worth some money. You're wasting my electricity, son.
Yeah, the hospital gear's worth some. I tell you what, that nuclear material, you can sell those to the Taliban, you know.
That's it. That's
Make
it.
a dirty bomb out of that. They love it. That's how you get your loans back. You can't have standards in a situation. You set to whoever you can.
It's not about who's good and who's bad. It's about who's got the money.
Us.
Exactly. Everything's all right because we're in control.
Yeah. Whenever I help someone out, they say, "Yeah, man, I owe you one." Good. Skazz.
Sorted, mate. This isn't a podcast anymore. This is just a skit. This is just a skit. 2 evil bastards in front of a web camera.
It has. Oh dear.
America, you're next.
Vic Trump.
Do you remember that time you threw all that tea in the bay?
That was my tea.
Interest.
I liked Earl Grey. What he said instead, coffee, not good enough.
Clearly criminals.
Yeah.
Good man.
Yeah, good man.
Everything.
Yeah. That's how the whole world of independence happened over a loan. Payday loan.
By you, your ancestor, in a suit. Turns out it was actually you.
Great grandfather Nick.
Because you've signed a deal with the devil, what people don't understand is we've been around for a long fucking time.
Since time of dawn of eternity. I mean, admittedly, the first 10,000 years were quite boring. I mean, those dinosaurs weren't up to being evicted.
No, right, they didn't quite understand finance.
And there's all that period, there's 60 million in between where nothing happened. And we sat there twiddling our
things
thumbs.
moved about.
We tried evicting the trees, it didn't work.
I just don't understand,
Yeah.
really.
And then we kept getting turned off because we kept squishing, the new forms of life as they came up because they didn't have the right insurance.
That's what
And, it's
we
like,
get.
and we kept, they were saying, look, seriously, unless you let these ones evolve, you're never going to have anything to evict.
It's like, it's starting to get difficult. We're going to have to put interest on that one.
Yeah, we're going to wait for it to evolve. We haven't mentioned this. We are evicting Satan next week.
That's it.
Yeah, he's gone. Don't know where he's going to go, but he's gone.
I'll find somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably under my boots.
Yeah. We're going to use him as a central heating system.
Yeah, why not? We can make money from that.
We can. Right, anyway, shall we move on?
Yes. Before this gets too evil.
Yeah, news.
There's news?
There is a couple bits of news.
Other than that we're evil.
One that I've completely forgotten. I thought that'd be good to discuss the podcast. I must make sure I write that down. I've completely forgotten what it was. It's probably nothing important, and I'll go home and think, oh fuck, that was.
There's going to
really
be
important.
interest on that,
Yeah.
You're going to get in trouble for not remembering.
Yeah,
That's contracted, mate. You're in breach of contract.
but only with myself.
But still, mate, you've
I'll
got
forgive
to,
my own loan.
You can't do that. People will think you're soft.
Mate, no one will ever know. It'll be behind closed doors.
Oh, that's one of them back. Right.
Yeah.
So considering you're in charge of the books,
Yeah,
there were never books to begin with.
exactly.
People have been evicted for deals that never actually existed.
I just said they did.
Exactly. That's the fucking... Look. Gentleman's agreement. You said, I agreed, get out.
Here is a verbal contract. I verbally said this is what happened. That's it.
See, what you don't realise is when the British Empire was a thing, and they were like, we're going to go here for reasons, and all the people just moved out, that was us. Yeah. They didn't just leave and then come back and decide they wanted
British
their land
Empire had
back.
a very simple method of expanding. We go somewhere, plant our bag on the beach, plant our flag on the beach and say...
Plant our bag on the beach.
I plant our bag on the beach. Plant our flag on the beach and say, it's ours now. Who are those people over there?
You lot.
What are you
see
doing
that
on our
flag?
land?
Our land. Get out. Oh, very sorry. You're damn right you are. Get out.
Yeah.
And
Anyway,
then we
other
just kept on
news.
going.
So I've seen a rumour that, which would be a bit of an awkward for us because our only means of communication, Google Hangouts might be discontinued in October.
Oh, why?
Well,
Why?
I don't know. Ask Google.
So this is another project that Google started that they got bored of.
Yeah.
They got lots of people to
the intern
use it and then
working on
thought-
it has the intern working on it now completed his degree. Because if you think about it, it's roughly degree timescales. So they get the person in his first year. By the time he finishes his fourth year of his degree, off he goes, and that's the project gone. Well, yeah, only young Dave knows how that works. So no, he didn't bother to write anything down.
Of course you
So
don't.
that's it. So we have to close
You
it
don't
down.
comment any of your code.
No, you don't
It
do
takes
that.
time.
If you comment your code, it's form of. I don't see it as not commenting my code. I see it as a form of code obfuscation. It's security.
I'm protecting my job.
Protecting my code. Yeah. So there's rumours of shutting down. I suspect you're going to replace with something else, or I wonder if they might amalgamate with the Android app. Because I mean, you have an Android app for messaging, you have the Hangouts app, do you not?
Yes.
So I wonder if they might amalgamate to one central app that does both.
Sure, but then how does that work for desktop users? Because, I mean, think about the Chromebooks and stuff. They're all using stuff like Hangouts and Google services. If Google are going to keep on killing off services, they're...
Well, if you're a Chromebook, you shouldn't have bought a Chromebook, should you?
No, fair point. Fair point.
Yeah. Why did you do that? Why would
If you
why
bought a
would you do
Chromebook,
that?
you're clearly too poor.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Why would you buy such a thing? You could have bought a little, little netbook, with Linux installed, and there you go. But you bought a Chromebook.
You wouldn't have been evicted because you're following free software.
Yeah.
There's no money there.
Yeah, no, it's not working. You bought a Chromebook and everything's done in the cloud, and it's like, well, that was silly, wasn't it? Because the cloud can blow away in a sunny day.
They never think of this, do they?
No, they don't. They never do.
Cloud computing protects your data. Clearly haven't seen any of the clouds around here, have they?
No, it's all dark.
Plenty of leaks.
Plenty of leaks. Yeah, plenty. Yeah, very good. Very good. Plenty of leaks. Yeah, so it's important for us as our only means of communication. Admittedly, it's not very good because unless you've got it open, you don't actually know someone's there.
Yeah.
So you'll send me a message like today. You sent me a message and like last week. I was like, oh, you sent me a message last week. Oh, I never saw that.
Didn't get the notification, didn't get anything.
No, I'll reply to that message, and then he will never see it before I get over there. And it's like, oh, that's good.
It's usually how it happens, isn't it? Like you say, oh, set up for 3. What the fuck's he doing here? I said set up for 3. Did you? When? Last week. What?
Yeah.
I never got that.
Yeah, I have to rely on actually checking it.
So, Jesus Christ.
So that'll be weird. They seem to have a bit of a colour. Well, actually, like Google's always the amount of projects they've shelved. There's a website which is dedicated to Google's graveyard.
Well, it's like, I'm sure, like when we said how Google Plus is gone, they already had a social network kind of thing in place beforehand. But I can't remember what it was called. Then that disappeared. Then Google Plus became a thing with Hangouts. And now they're getting rid of that too. Yeah. I honestly did not expect Hangouts to go.
Well, it's a rumour I've heard since. So let me have a quick Google. I'll Google if Google's getting rid of Hangouts.
That sounds like Google's getting rid of the search engine next. We're getting rid of the internet. It's not profitable.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that would be... If Google shut down Google search engine, that would really doom everybody.
Google.com is now an advert.
That's not about discontinuing.
What you should do is you should charge whoever came up with the spell checker in your browser. It was discontinued last year.
Yeah. Hang on a second. My shut
Were
down.
you reading that from The Onion?
No. Google original Google Hangouts will start to disappear this October.
Last year.
This is published. It's published in January.
Oh, right.
So, in case you haven't heard, Google Hangouts is going away. If you've been during the day, you had to place it with something much nicer like Hangouts Chat and Hangouts Met. We've got some brand new guidance from Google ones which are happening. What's how Hangouts sound? Google Hangouts and Hangouts Chat. They obviously sound. Are they different things? I don't know.
I don't even know what the fuck they are. I just thought it was Hangouts. Google.
What's Google?
Before you shut something down to replace it with something else, at least make sure we know what the other thing is first. Don't just throw out a name. We haven't come up with a new service yet. Oh, so you're wasting my time, are you now, Google?
Hangouts Chat. Well, it's definitely not what we're using. That's the logo for it. That's not what we're using.
No.
Oh dear. But yeah, it's going in October.
I might have to bill them for wasting my time, mate.
Yeah, we'll evict them.
That'd be hilarious.
You can't, but I do the billing. You just evict them.
Wow.
I'll write them the. The trouble is Google. Trouble is it's Google, so they're in league with Satan as well. So we've got to be a bit careful there.
Satan's going and all.
That's very true.
Look, in fairness, mate, we are going to evict this planet from the solar system.
Yeah, Earth, get out.
We've had enough of your shit.
You've been skiving the sun's gravitational well for too long.
And you've got a really bad case of the humans.
Yeah, we are basically diseased of the Earth. Anyway, the other bit of news,
Oh, why?
as we've now thoroughly discussed Google Hangouts, Sony have announced a new pre-built PC with a custom operating system.
Oh, was that the thing you forgot?
No, that wasn't the thing I forgot.
Oh my
That's something
God.
else I've completely forgotten. I have no idea what it was. But it
I
might
was
come
going to say,
back
how
to
could
me.
you forget about that?
Yeah, the custom PC. But yeah, well, Sony have, it's
It's a pre-build with a crappy operating
Yeah.
system like they've designed.
Yeah, probably still using, I don't know, like DOS or something.
I do believe the PlayStation 4 is running a variant of BSD.
It is, and yes, you are right. It is BSD, which is very. It seems like a BSD seems very. It's one of those little operating systems that no one seems to ever really deal with. It's
No.
such a weird little operating system. But yeah, so basically, PlayStation 5 is coming out next year. There you go.
Maybe it will finally be powerful enough to actually play games.
It'll be as powerful as a PC you can buy now. Then it'll be next year, and then it'll be a bit behind the times.
It'll be a bit tat. So it'll finally be better than the 150 quid PC I built a few years ago.
Just. I mean, it's going to obviously, its main competition will be Raspberry Pi, so forth, and
A brick with string tied around it.
that sort of thing. Yeah, but yeah, there's a new PlayStation on the way. PlayStation 5, obviously. Why don't?
It will finally have a graphics card in it.
Yes, it's using a Radeon graphics card, AMD 8-core Ryzen architecture.
Oh, good. I will say there are some good things about this PC then.
It is. It's going to be just what we need. It's going to be pushing 8K, because what we need is now another upgrade to the TVs, isn't it?
Considering we still can't push 4K,
Yeah.
even the top of the line graphics cards can't turn everything up to ultra at 4K.
I think we're going to hit a mini disc scenario, because people are going to get fed up having to replace their TVs.
Yep.
So
I
I'm
don't
not
see the point because 2/3 of the stuff that people consume isn't even in 4K now.
Exactly. And HD's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've never watched it and gone, yeah, this isn't really good enough.
The pixels aren't sharp enough to cut myself on yet.
Yeah. So 4K. We've got a 4K TV because that's what when they bought a new TV, we had to buy a new TV. They just bought it was on offer. Unfortunately, it's a smart TV, which is really annoying.
Disgusting.
Oh, such a pain in the arse, smart TVs. If I could
Don't buy a smart TV, buy a monitor.
Well, yeah, if you can find one. Trouble a lot of the monitors aren't actually that great these days for TV broadcasts a lot of the time. They're a bit too fuzzy now. But yes, it's meant to be pushing 8K. I was reading these things. I was like, oh wow, yeah, it's almost a decent PC.
It's almost a decent PC.
Yeah. So yeah, But
Do you think I'll catch on? I don't think I will.
I think they're thinking that by that point, apparently the PlayStation 4 Pro will become like the base entry level model, and they'll discontinue the PlayStation
That thing's
4.
crap. What I meant to say there was, it's not very good.
You say crap, mate.
No, it's fucking shite, mate. I didn't say you could say that.
No, I want to evict you.
That's a bit extreme.
Right, evict yourself. You can't do that.
Come out. Come on, you. Out.
Yeah. Grab yourself by the scruff of the neck.
Yes, my suit, mate. Let go.
Yeah. You crossed the wrong one, Skazz. Yourself.
No.
But yeah, so that's coming out next year. So yeah, so we get look forward to another batch of
Subpar titles, poorly made hardware.
exclusives.
I would honestly.
You like this, you love this. Apparently, Microsoft's next Xbox will be called the Xbox 2.
So we should be clear. Oh my god! All the way up until what? The Xbox 359?
Well, you could have the Xbox 3, couldn't you? That'd be all right.
But that's what I'm saying. It's going to keep on going up until the 359, then we're going full circle because we've already had a 360. But we've already had an Xbox.
You're assuming they're going to make another 359 versions of the Xbox by then.
Probably.
Yeah.
Mate, idiots are going to keep on buying them.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not selling very well.
No.
I mean,
I'm surprised the PlayStation is still selling, if I had to be honest, considering Sony's current practices.
They've been very funny companies, Sony, because they're very disjointed company, because some parts of the company seem quite all right, then other parts seem really, like their music division, for example, is horrendously barbaric when it comes to...
Ruthless.
Yes.
They just ain't getting with the times.
Yeah. They want to, rather than, advancing and mutating to how the world is now, they want to drag the world back kicking and screaming to how they want it to be.
Mm-hmm. Which is odd because they do gain. Look, they for a time they were really against, say, music ripping and streaming, and yet now they have
spyware on
games
their CDs.
Yeah, don't get me started. I remember those days, and it was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, and then they claimed to me and actually didn't.
Good old Sony.
Yeah,
that's corporate assholishness.
Yeah,
right there, at a level almost beyond me and you.
Yeah. Well, I got kicked. Well, that's why I had to leave Sony because they weren't evil enough.
That's it. They were trying.
Bless them.
Bless
them. It's like, bless. You've almost signed your soul over, but you're not quite evil enough. No, I'm sorry.
So let's see. So the music division.
You mean
sucks.
you put stuff on that shuts the PCs down, to prevent them from copying stuff? You should have made it burn the PCs to the ground.
That's it, and take the house with them.
Yeah.
But then it would.
So anyway, they'll learn. But what happens now, you see, what I would change it to, when they put the CD in, it sends you a text message.
You tried to rip a CD, did you? Something you'd already paid for. Transformative media, I hear they call it now. How about...
I transform you.
How about I transform your kneecaps?
From a solid media to a more liquidy one.
How about I transform your current location from here?
Yeah. So, I'm guessing that we're not excited about the PlayStation 5.
No.
No.
Well, I'm not even happy with the PlayStation 4. And they were doing dodgy stuff with the PlayStation 3. I do not understand how Sony managed to keep making consoles while still being completely anti-consumer. They're as anti-consumer as it gets, yet they're still pushing consoles and people are still buying them. Yeah, mate, they've got these really hardcore exclusives, but they're completely against me. But I'll give them my money anyway.
Well, what can you do? Not buy their stuff.
People are fucking... Oh, my God. Just please stop buying their consoles. Stop. Nintendo, and I hate to say it, Nintendo and Microsoft are better, right? Microsoft, a generation ago, made a console that if you looked at it, it caught fire. Their current console was going to be completely stupid, DRM locked down, but at least that thing doesn't catch fire anymore.
No.
Right? Microsoft are now saying, fuck, man, if you want to play with your mates, hey, Nintendo, you got any games that we got? Do you want all that to play together? All right, sounds like a plan. Nintendo's like, yeah, Sony, fuck off. And they're like, we don't want you anyway because we sold loads of consoles and our lot are loyal because they're fucking thick.
It's okay. People buy Gears of War. They're still making Gears of War.
I don't know. I think there has been a Gears, I think, on Xbox One. I think there's been a Halo on Xbox One as well. How long can they kick that one? It's already dead. They've already turned it into a fine paste.
Well, I mean, obviously they've tried it for longer. I mean, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed.
Hey, Assassin's Creed will never die. They haven't got to present day yet.
Yeah, it's just they keep going back in time because they keep. Let's go to the actual origins. Keep better. It's gonna be like everything. They're eventually going to start Assassin's Creed like Amoeba, and it's going to be you're going to play a single cell organism assassinate other single cell organisms
Until you get humans, and then biggity bam, job done.
You have a concealed like proboscis that sort of like stabs them. Actually, I'm feeling a great game. I actually think that I say it now just a joke. I actually thought that'd be quite a fun little game where you play like a.
It will happen. Someone's working on it right now. You.
Oh no, I've got some. I've saw in my game, but I've got an idea for a game what to do, but I'm not sure I can actually make it work.
I wouldn't tell anyone here.
No.
Not until you get it down on paper. And then you've already said you got a game. It's a contract. You ever make a game, you're out.
Yeah. You can't make any more games ever more. That's it.
It's done. He's already done it.
Mine will be a PlayStation 5 exclusive.
Ugh. Cringeworthy. You're out. Is that it then?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure
it.
some people are
Podcast
excited
over,
for that pile of shit. But
Well, Minimaster was here because he mentioned to me about the other day. I said, if it's Nick Sony's good news from Sony, isn't it?
I was like,
I see you mentioned it ironically.
Of course. Because clearly he's not even that much of a fanboy with his Sony TV, his Sony soundbar,
and
his
Sony
console.
T-shirt,
That's it.
Sony tattoo,
His Sony dildo.
Yeah, Sony dildo. Oh dear, is it has got lockdown DLC?
That's it.
What exclusive settings has the dildo got on it?
It gets shoved firmly, and unless you buy the DLC, it's going to keep on getting more and more uncomfortable every fucking day. The only way that gets removed is the removal DLC.
You get your Sony deal. You get your Sony brand dildo out before you can use it to download an update. Oh no! It's going to take 2 hours to download this update and patch it.
And there ain't enough space on my hard drive.
Yeah.
You have to buy the proprietary memory card.
Now, I was say, would it be some sort of memory? It have to be some sort of memory card. A hard drive that would be a bit girthish, unless it's like connected via a cable.
Most Sony fanboys are so used to taking it up the ass being shafted by Sony these days, they are gaping windsocks. A hard drive is
Do you
nothing.
think it's compatible with the DualShock controller?
It's a bit knobbly.
Yeah. But it's got a Rumble feature though.
They'll love it.
Actually, it does still have Rumble, doesn't it?
Yes. I remember once upon a
There was
time,
one thing they got out of, they removed from it.
the DualShock 3. They originally removed, it wasn't the DualShock 3, it was the 6-axis, because Rumble would interfere with the gyro. And then they put it back, because people realised they were talking shit.
There you go.
That's how it works.
There you go. Well, anyway, that's that. So I've been the TheSuffolkRam. This has been Skazz Nails the. So yeah, I'm the TheSuffolkRam. Thanks for watching.
Skazz, yes. You're next.
You're next. You're out. If anyone wants a loan, let me know, and I'll charge an exorbitant interest rate for it.
It'll be reasonable. It'll be a reasonable interest rate that
Reasonable
anyone...
by my point of view. Well,
It'll be reasonable for them because they'll need it.
I'm a very respected member of the financial community. and yeah, so we'll sort it out for you. So if you're watching us tonight, and we'll see you in a fortnight with or without Middlemeister if we haven't evicted him. So until then, see you guys later.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Sure. It's time to evict the stream, Ram.
Evict the stream.
So.